What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Unchained Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Bates, with my co-host, Richie Fryman.
That's what they call me.
That's perfect. We're keeping that. That's a keep.
Good. Glad you approve of that one.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
I approve this message.
Who ended up naming you? Was it your mom or
My brother, actually.
your brother named you?
Yes.
How's he doing?
Doing all right.
That's good.
Doing good. The youngest one, they've got him finally regulated with the seizure medication, sounds like. So
Okay.
that's a pretty huge win considering the absolute disaster that was for the better part of, a year?
Yeah, when
dealing
you
with
are
that.
sick and there's nothing you can do about it, that's when it starts really hurting you and it starts affecting you. Because I don't know how that kid stayed mentally strong through that, but he was tough.
He was a champ, to say the least.
I don't think I saw
that was
him.
a mess.
I didn't hear about him flinching once.
No, I mean, he just, what else could he do? Because they were literally just playing basically bingo to see what magical combination finally ended up working. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, they figured it out. That's a blessing in itself.
That's a big one.
God has been good on that one.
He was struggle busting there for a hot minute.
There you go.
So don't envy that one bit. No, thank you.
But
no,
he
no.
he handled it gracefully for sure.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
I don't know if I'd be able to handle something like that. And
yeah, I don't seizure, something like that, just catching you, literally out of left field with no warning whatsoever, because he never would feel anything before it would happen, and then just poof.
Yeah.
But I mean, even though they were short, I guess he had a couple that were they were dandies.
When I was a youth pastor, and this is just a little fun story, we were doing an event where we went to a concert, all right, and beforehand, I tell all of the parents to write down what their kids' ailments are, if there's any issues, things that we should know about. They sign it, and they hand it off like everybody's cool and good.
Mm.
One of the kids had epilepsy and started having seizures during the concert, and I'm like, these are things that you could tell me in advance. This is why, like, taking care of kids, it's scary. It's a hard thing.
Yeah, because you never know the whole story most of the time.
Yeah, when it's not your kids, you don't know what's really there, what's not really there.
You're flying solo.
You're just kind of figuring it out as you play. And, that was a scary situation, but...
That's a bad one.
That was rough. I remember I showed up, 11 o'clock at night, knocking on the mom's door, like, hey, your son's at the hospital. We might need to go over there. It was a mess.
Good Lord.
Yeah, but he's doing better now, which is good.
That's good.
Got a job. I think he's working out of, Maysville area. So
that's good.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
That is good.
What's our topic on?
So it's gonna be feet that rush to evil. So we're still in Proverbs. This is number 5 on the list of 7. So we're getting closer to the end of this particular little.
Yeah. We got what's the other 2 that we have left after that?
After this one, the next ones are going to be. Well, if I could pull my list up here.
It's okay.
I didn't know you were going to do that.
I like making your life difficult.
You've succeeded at that for quite a while now.
Yes, it's a challenge. It's hard.
Yes.
But I stay mischievous with it.
So the next one's going to be false witness who pours out lies. So basically covering the concept of a liar.
Oh.
Yeah. That one's going to hurt.
I lied the other day at work.
Yeah.
Troy said something and I wasn't paying attention. And then I heard, did you hear that? And I said, yep. And then he said, repeat it. And I said,
good.
Oh, man.
He called you. And that's one that you do all the time. So it's not just at work. That one's done in the flesh all the time.
What's crazy
folks.
is I always hear it. And it's always like, and I'm like, that's a question. And I just say yes. And I don't. Yeah. And then he's like, well, repeat it. And I said, And then Jeff repeats it. And he said, no, not you, Alex. And I said, no, yeah, I definitely heard that.
Oh, man. And the last one's going to be a person who stirs up conflict. So basically a naysayer and an instigator is what that one's going to cover.
I used to be an instigator. Mm-hmm. We won't get into that. I'll talk about that on another time. Let's talk about feet. Feet that run to evil, run to mischief.
Fruit by the foot.
Feet?
It's not freet.
Freet by the feet. I don't know. I get tongue-tied very easily. All right, so I was looking into biblical stories that kind of tie into this, right? There's quite a few, but let's start off with the most obvious. It's in the very beginning of the book. His name is Cain. And then you had his brother, Abel. Now, if you know the story of Cain and Abel, you know that Cain and Abel were making sacrifices. One was just kind of giving God his leftovers. The other one was giving him his first and his best. God said, this is good, the first and the best. God told Cain, man, you could do better. You know what I mean? Like, and to be honest, that's pretty accurate.
It is.
But then he's like, why do you favor my brother? Blah, blah, blah. And gets mad and then runs right over. And I think before he even had time to think about it, killed his brother with a rock.
Yep.
Now, that's running towards evil, I'd say. I don't know if you consider that mischief. Would you consider that mischief?
That's a little deeper than mischief because it's very.
Yeah, I feel like
you have malice. You're dealing with a pride issue in that particular story. A lot of arrogance went into that one. The concept of being something that you're not was a gigantic portion of that issue.
Well, I'm telling the story. Will you look up the definition of mischief for me? Because I'm just curious on it. So I was thinking other things about mischief, right? You had, what was it? The brother that was deceiving, trying to take his birthright. Was it Jacob? Esau. Yeah, Esau. He was trying to take Esau's birthright. That one was a little bit mischievous. But what's crazy, though, was it was his mom that was coming up with the plan. Right? You start to see how the human nature works, which I think is interesting. And in today's culture, which is even more interesting, is that, like, in the Marvel universe, you have Loki, who is known for this kind of mischievous character because he's the god of mischief. And what's crazy is he has his own spin-off show. Everybody really likes Loki. Why is it that you think that society as a whole, as human beings, tend to, like, gravitate towards mischief, which I also want to know what that definition is.
The term is, that's why the scripture states that feet that run to evil, like it, you have the two that end up getting paraphrased together.
Yeah.
But there's obviously a lot deeper escalation of one than there is the other.
Yep.
You know, you may have a child that's just mischievous, like they like to constantly pull pranks. We're talking harmless things here, not harmful. Just minor little inconveniences. Yep. Some people, like, they're just a general, they're just a joker by heart. Yeah. So they like to just goofy little things. We're not talking about anything that's satirical or meant for sabotage. Yeah. Just, like somebody unplugs your phone charger in the middle of the night.
I don't know who would have done that.
But
I don't know who would have done that.
Just minor things. There's a very big gap between mischief, which is by definition is categorized as playful.
Interesting.
Versus feet running to evil.
Why do you think that there's different? Because I looked at the translations. There are different translations, right? You got the ESV, the NIV, and King James, New King James.
Yeah.
Some of them say evil. Some of them say mischief. Now, when you look at the Greek word, it does lean more towards evil than it does mischief. But I find it interesting that it's kind of got dual play.
Well, straight up, with your Bible interpretations, there are Bibles that absolutely have butchered the word.
Yeah.
And there are Bibles that have tried to keep it as close to the original text as is physically possible. And that occurs in hundreds of places throughout the Bible. I mean, it's certainly not limited to just this. It's very widespread with that.
Was there ever a time that you felt like your feet were running towards mischief or evil? I know there was times in my life that there were before.
Yeah,
before
I mean,
Christ
any
BC.
time that you're, frankly, there's two paths that lay before you every single day.
Choose life or choose death.
Yep. So you will always, this is obviously far out of the realm of just mischief. We're straight up talking good versus evil at this point.
Yes.
But every single thing that you do, every decision that you make that has any merit or value is going to transcend it in one direction or the other. There is he can't be a fence rider.
Yeah.
He says, the scripture states that, I'd rather you be hot or cold, because if you're lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. That's
how I feel about soup. I really do. And you know what's interesting?
I'm so glad that I pull scripture for him to relate it to Campbell's.
We had soup today. It's not my fault.
My God.
You know what's interesting is the mischief portion. You know how you say God can hate things and how it tends to spiral into other sins, right? The 7 things that God hates. This one tends to spiral into gossip.
Mm-hmm.
There's other things that it kind of spirals into that we tend to run towards.
Well, and
right?
you have just a demographic of individuals that it's not just the individuals. Like, you'll see people that, like, if you live in a small community like we do here, I don't see it so much anymore because 90% of the people that I probably once knew here in this small little area where we exist either A, don't exist anymore, or they've moved away.
Yeah.
But you'd have those individuals, man, every 2 to 3 months. They'd be in the paper underneath the court news
getting into
for
some kind
something.
Of trouble.
And it's like, granted, because the way I was raised was different than a ton of people are raised, but at some point, you look at it and go, are these people, are you an idiot?
Yeah.
Do you just have a desire for incarceration? Do you want your life to be nothing but plagued by court dates and problems? Or is there something far more cynical to it? And the answer is yes. And the part that is far more cynical is when you have individuals that just adhere to constantly going down the wrong path.
Yeah.
There's a giant gap. Well, I shouldn't say giant because it doesn't take long for it to transcend. But there's a very distinct difference between someone that is being demonically influenced or being demonically possessed. Now, the minute you say that, of course, everybody's mind goes to, poltergeist or
exorcism,
anything like that. Spin your head around, spit out green goo, everything that
Ghostbusters.
Hollywood did in 1980s.
Yeah.
But it's far, far more cynical than that. And you can have an individual that is in the absolute confines of the deepest demonic repression, oppression, and possession that can physically exist. And from the outside, man, they may have you absolutely convinced that they are perfect.
Yeah.
Like they don't walk out a step. I mean, they dress well, they look well, they talk well. But man, oh man, in the heart,
there's deceit.
That sucker is absolutely just wretched. And their every decision behind closed doors is to proliferate problems, issues, adversities. Anything that is not good is what absolutely makes them tick.
I think the human condition, especially the heart, being wicked above all else, right?
Mm-hmm.
The heart is wicked. I think that leads us into making decisions at a humanistic level before like, for instance, Cain and Abel, a very quick decision before we would consult God about it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes things seem harmless. You're at work, and a coworker is gossiping about someone else, and you're just sitting in the break room eating your soup, and you can choose to engage.
Glad you got soup in the break room.
In the conversation. Yes, I love my soup. Don't you hate on my soup? It's lukewarm. I spit it out. Anyway, you could engage in the conversation, or you can be like, hey, I don't really want to be a part of it. But it's always awkward. You ever notice it's always awkward to be the one that's like, hey, I don't want to hear about it, because then the other person feels awkward, and then they like stop talking to you, and you're like, well, this person, and then rumors
sometimes they
start
do.
rumoring about you because you didn't want to gossip with them.
Oh yeah, and the number one rule is if someone will talk to you about somebody else, they'll talk about you to someone.
What'd your grandma used to say?
Something I can't repeat on here.
They're leaving some poor person
alone. The very polite terminology would be that if they're talking about you, that's good because they're leaving some other poor soul alone.
That's what it was.
And probably one of the...
I liked your grandma. She's cool.
Yeah, I was a pretty big fan of her too.
Yeah.
But that part is partially true because when it comes to a naysayer or a liar, though their effects may be short term, the truth will eventually come to light and all of their gossip will eventually just...
Okay. So, I know we're trying to be brief today. So, I have a thing for you. And I haven't told you about it just yet, but I also have something for you. You like the term? Let me do it again. For you, audience. So, if you are on YouTube, and I hope I can get this to work. If not, I'm clipping this out. But if I can get this to work, you will be able to engage with us in this game while we're watching the video. And then you'll be able to see, what your thoughts were, what everyone else was polling. But we're playing a game. Are you ready, Richie? Do you like games? Yes. Last time you said you didn't have fun in life, and I thought I'd change that for you. So, without further ado...
All right.
Oh, hold on. Without further ado, welcome to Mischievia. Mischievia. Are you a saint or are you a sinner?
Patron saint.
Now, it's a very easy, straightforward game. Would you like the rules, Richie?
I'm good.
You know the rules?
I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out.
Okay, here are the rules, Richie, because the people at home don't know the rules. The instructions. Here's how it works. We give you a scenario. Now, you can either choose option A, option B, option C, or option D. But you have to be fast. There's no overthinking. And you're not supposed to give a church answer unless that is something that you would actually do in that situation. What I need you to do is choose at your best option. Like if this was happening exactly at that moment, this is why we say fast. You would make that decision, no takebacks. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. Then we're going to break it down because we're a podcast and that's what we do, okay? They don't pay us for it, but we still do it.
That's a fact.
We give our opinions and we can see if they care or not. And then we will call each other out and we'll try to have as much fun that we can.
Okay.
I should be a TV host. I'm super excited about this. Okay.
I
need music.
There.
Is there music? You got music for me?
I do.
Do a drum roll.
No, I'm good. Just click the button.
All right. Question 1. Delivered from you. Now, I realize that some of the text got cut off here, so I'm just going to give you the scenario. Your ex-girlfriend posts a spicy photo on Instagram with the hashtag God really delivered me from what I thought I deserved. And everyone is liking it. Now remember, this is your ex. Are you going to choose option A, comment something supportive, knowing it might bother you later? B, DM them and ask them what they meant by that. C, screenshot it and pass it to a close friend, like yours truly. Or D, unfollow quietly and do not engage. I'm going to be honest here. I'd probably pick B.
I will distance myself, so D.
Okay.
I don't want any part of it. When you got to that point, no.
Let me give you my context as to why. Sometimes I feel like it's better, like, okay, if a brother sins against you, you're supposed to go to them, okay? Even if the situation is spiraling and people are like, oh, they must have been in an unhealthy relationship, blah, blah, blah. I probably would have been like, hey, am I reading this correctly? Is this what you mean? And if so, it bothered me. It's probably how I would take it. I feel like sometimes it's better to go to the person. But I do see, what's your thoughts on D?
Well, first off, they're probably my ex for a reason.
Extras.
And if I've already separated myself from them and they're just running their mouth at this point, because I'm going to leave everything in good conscience.
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia.
Sometimes it's better to say nothing. What is it when someone's acting up? It's better to say nothing.
A lot of times it's better to keep your mouth shut than to,
I think
say something that you shouldn't.
When they're gonna something about a rope. I don't remember. Anyway, all right. Well, I feel like also like in a past self, I probably would have picked A. Because I was pretty spiteful back then, but like Christian self, probably in today's time frame, I probably would have chose B.
Yeah, when I first met you, you would have.
I would have hit A quick.
Yeah, you would have.
Now, can you see how this could lead to feet that are running towards
evil
or malice? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're gonna have your part in that scenario. You're gonna get your.
Do you understand the rules of Mischievia now?
Got it.
We're in it. All right. I'm going to let you read the next question.
All right. It says your friend is excited about a new guy she is dating. You've heard things, but nothing confirmed. Great. So are you A, going to tell her everything, even if it's secondhand?
Ooh.
B, give a vague warning and let her decide? C, stay out of it, mind your own business and trust her judgment? Or D, Try to get more information before saying anything.
Okay, so if I go for more information, I feel like that's going to even cause a bigger problem. I'd probably choose C in the situation. Unless I really care about them, I might lean to B.
If it's someone, I'm going to assume this situation is that if it's something, well, first off for me, if it's someone I categorize as my actual friend.
Yeah.
That's a term that's used far too loosely.
Well, I mean, let's say it's a close friend. Okay.
Yeah, so say it's a close friend. We're not on an acquaintance level at that point.
Yeah.
Like, that's a small...
I would also assume that we've never dated and that I do not want to date them. Because if I want to date them...
You're going to have a
I'm leaning
perverted
to
intention.
A. Yeah, I'm leaning to A, and I'm trying to spoil the
sabotage.
situation. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But...
If it's someone that means something to me, though, like before I go and just wreck their whole ideology of the situation, I want to get as much info as possible. So I'm going to try to educate myself before I open my mouth. But
then you're like asking questions. You're opening up doors to other people. That like, and then it's like going behind her back. There's that chance that it's like behind the back.
If they're your actual friend, though, they're going to know the intent of your heart. So I'm okay with that.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I hear that, and you just ate. So
I know. I don't know what it is. I'm processing.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like these are all bad answers. I feel like B is what I would probably do the most because it's like, hey, I don't want her to get hurt, but then you don't want to spoil a brand new relationship. So, it's kind of a wash. It's not a good conversation, but my immediate response goes to B, and I'd rather be honest with you. And then maybe if I'm not feeling it, I might lean to C. If I'm like, it's her choice. She figure it out.
Makes sense.
All right. I'll get the next one. Okay. You are hanging out with someone. They bring up a situation and say, wait, you know what's actually going on with them, right? You do because someone told you in confidence. They're looking at you, ... and they're waiting. You tell them, yeah, but keep it between us. You give them a vague version without details. You deflect, I don't know like that. Or B, you pause and say, I can't speak on that. Honest answer.
That one can... it depends on the relationship you have with this person that you're hanging out with.
Okay.
Because if it's someone that has a mutual interest of care about the individual at hand, that may be a situation where you talk about the situation of whatever it is that you have privy knowledge of.
Okay.
But if it is not that's not the case, then you need to just keep your mouth shut and tell them, you know what? Not for me to talk about. D.
I'd probably deflect and be like, I don't really know like that. Even though I know, but then you're lying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, take the high road.
Yeah.
Just tell them, if you are privy to the information concerning the situation, shut your mouth.
There are times where, like, you're, like, especially when you're in a higher up position, you know something, and then someone asks you a question, and you kind of have to say, well, I can't really speak on that because then corporate will get at you. But, like, if you're hanging out with a friend, because I'm pretty sure you're not hanging out with your boss. I mean, sometimes, but, yeah, I probably, I don't know. My response is usually C. I might be mischievous. That's not good. Okay. All right.
Be a folly of your own game.
It's your turn.
You're in a group chat with your close friends.
You gotta say it
What?
You gotta say it with enthusiasm.
Folks.
You gotta say it with enthusiasm, bro. Say it with your chest.
I'm gonna say something. Anyway, you're in a group chat with your close friends. It starts as jokes about a guy you all know. Then someone drops, bro, that's why his girl left him. Didn't he cry at the party too?
You forgot the dead face.
Well, I didn't know I could read the word dead face.
Well,
skull and bones.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Anyway, I did.
Didn't he cry at the party too?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right. So, A, add something small just to keep the joke going. B, say nothing, but keep reading everything. C, drop a, yo, chill, but don't really stop it. Or put your phone down and disengage. I'm out.
Okay, but see, this is the problem with texting now. You have a red. It'll always pop up in a red. So and so read this. Now in a group chat, sometimes it's not. So there's a chance they didn't see that you saw it, and you could pretend that you're busy at work. But I'd probably try to disarm the situation, and I'm really bad at like putting out a joke and being like, "Oh yeah." So about something else, and throw like a panda meme, rolling, a little panda meme. I don't know. I probably would do the small joke and keep going, but I assume this is behind someone's back since they're doing it in a group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're dealing with a gossip channel to begin with.
The problem is there's receipts.
Yep.
So they'll be like, oh, well, this person said this about it and didn't defend you. So I don't know. But my normal response when something really awkward comes up on my phone
is to deflect.
With a joke. I did it in my book.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were going through some tough topics, it's my defense
Your
mechanism.
Mic is too close.
Sorry, it's my defense mechanism.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to leave the chat altogether. Well, one, I despise group chats.
Why do you
hands down?
How do you hate group chats?
Have you been in a group chat?
Yeah, they just ping.
Yeah, so is there really much there to have to validate?
No.
Yeah, so it's just a headache to start with, so no. Which would be I'd have the smallest group chat known to mankind because there'd be like
disengage.
3
You
people.
can't leave the group chat. That's not an option here.
Maybe, yeah. E.
To be honest, I feel like you'd be a
people.
chill kind of person. Yo, chill. Because then you're at least defending the dude.
I mean, either that or I'd probably call them all out and be like, you be careful casting your stones over there, folks.
Yeah, I know. Again, not an option. So
maybe I improvise Mischievia.
Mischievia. Okay. I should put a wild card in there.
Jesus.
Is it my turn to read or your turn to read?
Yours.
Someone you kind of trust, but not fully, pulls you aside. You've been off lately. You good? You are, in fact...
Not good.
Not good. Oh, I put good. You are not, in fact, good. Sorry. Yeah, I'm good. Keep it moving. I've been better, but keep it light. Be real with them, or deflect with humor. Just tired, LOL.
I mean, first off, if somebody pulls me to the side that's not my full trust, they're not going to get an ounce of internal information out of me. So either A, I'm going to look at them and go, I'm okay, and leave it at that. They can just wonder. They don't need to know. Depending on if they're... It would completely depend upon what's actually going on. I may just be absolutely real with them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a devil on my shoulder here and an angel on the
whether
other.
I trust them or not, it's not going to change what's going on with me. So
my thought is if someone's checking on me, even though I might not trust them, I'm not going to give them, like, my life story because not everybody deserves to know everything. But if something's really bugging me and someone's, I might be real with them. Sometimes you do need to open up as a man because I feel like everything says bottle it up.
Yep.
However, my normal response is to deflect with humor and just say, just tired. And to be honest, there are days where I actually do that. My boss will ask me or someone will ask me, hey, you okay? And like, Big Red was sick, our cat was sick, and they don't need to know that. They don't need to know that I'm dealing with stuff because you're not supposed to bring that into the workplace. And so I did. I kind of just deflected with humor. Didn't sleep well last night.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's 50-50 on that one. All right. You like this so far?
Big
How's this been
Red's
going?
good now, by the way.
Oh, yeah, much better, which is good. We trust you. We just don't trust people that talk to us. Isn't that terrible? We'll open up more to people on the internet. That's terrible.
All right. So someone from church posts, new job, new relationship, everything clicking. Caption, God did it again.
Prayer hands.
You've been feeling behind.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So, A, scroll and compare your life to theirs. Wonder who does that. B, like it but feel a way about it. C, pause and check your mindset. D, comment something encouraging.
Okay. So...
How much you going to lie on this one?
I have found myself scrolling and comparing often, and also I have found myself... I'm not going to lie. There was actually a recent situation where there was someone I saw that was really successful recently that we know, you know what I mean? That was like being interviewed and all this stuff, and my thought was like, oh, that's cool, and I liked it. I'm like, hey, you're doing great things, like keep it up.
Hope you get hit
But
by
like,
a car.
no, not even that, Like, but inside my heart, it was like, I wish, that would happen.
Yeah.
And so like, there's that, So like, I guess for me, my answer would be like it, but I guess feel some type of way about it, and I don't like that, but I guess it's good to be aware about it.
Yeah, because you're at least running things through a little bit of a filter before just.
My thought is wish people well, and to be honest, as much as you can, praise God for it. Because if something really is happening and God is blessing people, like why have malintent?
Envy's not a good color.
And you know what I mean? At least bless people,
Yeah.
and even if you feel some type of way, like that's on you. That's not on them. At least cheer them while they're doing something well. Because if you want people to cheer for you, you might as well be cheering for other people. Same thing. All right, your turn.
It depends on what it. I mean, like I see the title on this and everything, but if it was something that I hate to say that vague because it could be much more intent than that, I'm probably just going to comment something nice and move on.
Yeah, just kind of scroll and go.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I'm not going to sit and dwell on it.
I forgot that was an option, so I pretty much answered all of these because I pretty much go. It starts with the scroll, compare.
Yeah.
And then it's like comment something encouraging and like it and then feel some type of way. But then I need to pause and check my mindset. It goes in that order. Okay. All right.
Special.
Okay. You're in a situation where it would be easy to fall back into something you've been trying to leave. Someone literally says, that's not even that serious. So you could A, go with it just this once. B, hesitate, but still go through it. C, pause and step away. Or D, stay, but try to manage the line. Now, my immediate response is to go to like drug addiction. So like, I'll tell my piece here, but you go ahead and answer.
Well, this is going to be a tell-all as far as where your conviction is.
Yeah.
Because if you feel truly convicted about whatever the thing is, you should pause and step away. Remove yourself from the situation, eliminate the potential.
Yeah.
If it's something that you don't feel, truly all that convicted over.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got dealer's choice here.
You're probably going to end up hesitating, but then doing something with it. Old self Alex with drug addiction was trying to get out of it on his own. Okay. And so I would take breaks, right? But then people would be like, you really want to like break? Like, it's not that bad. Like, just one more time.
That's one more time.
So then I'm like,
one more time always
but
leads to one more time is the problem.
Once you start back, right? Because you're trying to leave it. But once you start back, it's like, oh, well, I can try again tomorrow. You keep postponing
familiar territory.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today, Alex, one, would avoid conversation and walk home and be like, yeah, I'm good. So pause and step away. Be like, you know what? No, I appreciate you guys handle that. We'll catch back up after you're done.
Yep.
If I'm like in a stuck situation, but I try to avoid all situations that even get me near that these days. Yep. Your turn.
So someone posts something you strongly disagree with, political, culture, or whatever. Comments are blowing up and people are picking sides. You see it and it immediately hits you. Do you A, jump in the comments and say what you think? B, DM them directly about it? C, screenshot it and talk about it with someone else? Or D, scroll past it and not engage?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I gave myself away there. C is my answer here.
I get that. And it depends on what it is for me. Because there's a point. There's an absolute point, and this isn't something that's filtering out of righteous indignation or just strong opinionation or anything conviction related. It could be any one of those scenarios. But if it's something that, let's just say it's something stupid.
Yeah.
I am never going to waste my time with that. If you come on there, though, and you're someone who I thought was not a deranged idiot, and you just come out of left field with something that's absolutely just completely asinine, I'm going to engage and I'm going to give my 2 cents worth.
Are
not
you
from
going to do it in
an
the comments, or are you
opinionation.
going to do it in the DMs?
I will. You popped it on a public forum. Stupid is as stupid does.
Okay.
So if you pop something out there that's absolutely just out of left field and it is barbarically ignorant, and no offense, but like this isn't my self-righteousness talking, but it's something that anyone that thought about this topic, whatever it was, more than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're so there's two ways to think about it. Like if you're doing it just to like get a reaction, like how you would respond. I'll talk about how I respond in a second. But yeah, if you're just trying to get a reaction from someone, then you're doing it with malintent. But if you're doing it to actually correct someone or be like, hey, this is what I see on this subject, here are the facts, maybe you're just trying to help because like they say...
I'm not going to just like go on there and just pop off.
Yeah, and...
whatever I say is going to be factually backed, especially if it's something in...
the political realm.
A category A up there, yeah, absolutely. Or if it's anything Bible related or somebody says something, godly related and it's just absolutely ignorant. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and front you on that one because iron sharpens iron.
There are times where I'll try to directly DM someone about it. Like if they call me out on like a comment section, I might be like, hey, I know you're feeling this way, but can you please leave it out of the comments? You know what I mean? This is supposed to help people. But for the most part, and this is probably bad because that's running to gossip. I never really thought about it this way. I will screenshot it, and then I'll probably send it to you and be like, look what just happened. I've done it before. And then you'll be like, why are they doing this? And then you'll jump in to the comments. You'll back me up. And I'm like, yeah, Richie's in.
Yeah, so because if you come out of left field with something that's absolutely just laden with stupidity and ignorance,
man.
And it's especially if it's something I can speak from an authoritative perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you just sit there and run your mouth like a moron.
Well,
when other people in the world do know better, because when you let ignorance will proliferate itself faster than the truth ever can.
Yeah.
Literally, the truth will remain silent. And in a lot of situations, that's the best thing to do. But you never hand the devil a mic.
Do you feel like, I guess depending on the situation, do you feel like you are ever running towards fire on these? Like, are you seeking it out? Or is it only when you see it and you're like, I feel like I have to say something?
No, I mean, literally, I have completely unfollowed pages just to avoid the ignorance.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I work retail. I deal with enough idiots.
Is there biblical backing on anything that could help someone that make a better decision on these?
Yeah, whatever the topic is, look it up.
I mean, like biblically, be like, hey, run away from this or just avoid it. Like, what's your thought?
I mean, process? From that standpoint, it's going to be a matter of, is the topic at hand conveying something that can potentially harm people?
Yeah.
In a myriad of ways.
Yeah.
And if the answer to that is yes on any spectrum, and you know better, don't be a mealy mouth.
Okay. There you go. Stand firm in your faith. You heard it here first. All right. You are a friend. Oh, sorry. You're with a friend that you've known forever. They start bringing up old stories. Bro, remember when you used to blank? Those were the best times. They're laughing, trying to pull you back into habits that you've been trying to leave. But part of you misses it. Do you A, lean into it? Yeah, those were some good times. B, laugh and go along with it, but don't really fully engage. C, shift the convo. I'm not really on that anymore. Or D, stay quiet and let the moment pass.
Well, if you're in that scenario where someone's bringing up old stories of the what we used to do scenarios, you're probably not friends with that person anymore, and this is a chance encounter, or it's
I've had this
scheduled scenario, like a reunion or whatever. I don't know. Pick a topic. I've been out of school 26 years. We've yet to have a reunion, but I wouldn't care if we did. I'm probably going to just like straight up, if I'm not whatever the scenario was, if I'm not a part of that anymore, I'll be like, yeah, I remember, but that's not my life anymore. So, I'm going to shift the convo into something.
Yeah, don't fully engage, laugh.
I'm going to pull back into relevance because you're digging up bones at that point.
So I know that like there's the good old days kind of mindset. And I know that a lot of people get stuck in back, but like Lot's wife, you're not supposed to look back.
Yeah.
Right. And like God has pulled me forward. So honestly, when people do engage in a conversation with me like this, one, it makes me feel uncomfortable because then I'm like having to like look back at like my
Yeah,
past
of
self,
course.
and I don't engage in it. But like it's something that they remember. I never talk about this, but there was a time where, like, with my stepbrother that we opened up a Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was talking to him, and this was after I became a Christian. He's like, "Man, you remember one time that we used a Ouija board in the basement?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I really wish we didn't. You know what I mean? So like my response is to kind of be like, "Hey, yeah, I remember it, but I'm not really like that anymore."
Mm-hmm.
And then then I'll always shift to a reason why. And I'll be like, "I remember that was a good moment.
Acknowledge
But
and move on.
There are better moments ahead, and there's a reason that I left that in the past."
Yep.
So yeah, if you're thinking about engaging with one of those conversations with me, and it's nothing that glorifies God at this point, it's probably a waste of your time. That's my thought. But if you're gonna have that conversation with me, just know that
it's
I'm
gonna be noise.
I'm gonna use it as an opportunity to preach the gospel now. So
There you go.
yeah, so I mean, I'll use it as leverage. That's it. We're done.
There
We
you
have
go.
officially completed Mischievia.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay. Well,
Nice graphics. I think you could actually turn that into a
a game?
real life board game.
We might. Or a card game or something like
Card
that.
game, something, yeah.
Hot
Any one
seat
those
kinda style.
categories. Mm-hmm.
There you go. All
That
right.
would work.
Maybe we'll get into the card game business.
Why not? I mean,
At this point, we pretty much do everything.
it's on the plate.
We got the printer. We could do it.
Yeah, you
That's-
can make the sign or the
That's
cards.
terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool though if you think about it.
I'm copywriting this idea at this exact moment, so no one gets to steal this from us.
Patent pending on
Patent
Mischievia.
pending.
There
No.
you go.
Well, I don't know. I was just trying to find a way to kind of tie it in because there are situations that lead us towards running towards evil, towards mischief,
does.
right? And it just happens, and that is life.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you have to stay biblically backed. You have to walk with discernment. You have to walk with understanding, and you have to trust God. You have to know your stuff backwards and forwards, because there are going to be things that try to pull you in, and they just want you to take the bait, and then they'll yeet you real quick, and that's a foothold to a stronghold real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, the less ammo you give, the better. Tend to lean on the side of caution. I'm not saying everything is aimed against you, right? Not everything is aimed to harm you. However, if you're feeling a little bit iffy about it, pause, think, pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best way to avoid all of that is, and if you find yourself being someone that, I'll lean into this just slightly, but if you're one of those individuals that the majority of your free time is consumed with gossip,
Yeah.
nosiness,
Yeah.
anything that just isn't your business to start with,
Mm-hmm.
one, do a little self-reflection. Why am I so much interested in others when I need to be a little
In your
more
relationship
interested
with
in
God.
with what's here?
Yeah.
And, it's why it says, creating me a new heart.
Yeah.
Because out of the heart come the desires that you harness.
Yeah.
So if you find that you are just chasing this, chasing that, chasing the other, and none of it is to edify yourself biblically
Or edify.
or intelligently,
Yeah. Glorify God.
and you can almost treat it like someone with OCD.
Yeah.
Just pick one, even if you can't do more than one at a time, pick one thing at a time and slowly eliminate that thing from your repertoire, from your practice, from your search, from your quest, and pick something good in its place.
There are, especially with social media these days, there's so many thoughts of other people's thoughts. Gossip
Well, that's all it
that
is. I
gets
mean, you have a
spread.
feed.
Yeah, gossip that's being spread, and
Yeah.
it's just like, and it's like you can choose to engage with this, or you can look at cat videos.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you could find something else to be looking at, or you could be engaging with this.
And it's so much so that literally now there are, sites aren't the correct term, but there are pages, even Facebook's a perfect example of it, that literally every day do nothing but post rage bait.
Yeah.
And it'll get called out as such.
And the reason they do that is because they get paid on rage bait. Because the more engagement that the post has,
the more traction their site gets and the more actual payment that they physically receive because they are garnering attention.
You know what the worst ones are? Those stupid craft videos. The ones where they'll have like a lid from a exactly, a lid of like a bottle, and they put hot glue, and then all of a sudden they stick it to a balloon, and then I'm like, what are you doing? But then I find myself watch the whole video.
Yeah, and then you'll see people comment, well, there goes 5 minutes of my life.
Yeah, there's
I'll
10
never
minutes
get back.
gone. What did I just learn? Oh, that you can use a balloon to make a craft for a water ball. Like, I'm like, what am I looking at?
Or the ones that are just completely abhorrent, that you like it's supposed to be a craft.
And then they smash it at the end. Oh, man.
They make absolutely nothing out of it. And there's just a myriad that goes down that line.
You know which one's bugged me the most is the pottery. They have like this beautiful,
let me make
all these potteries, and then it just falls.
Yeah.
And then he just starts making them again, and he sets them back, and then it just falls. And I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? Like, why?
Yeah. If you're that dumb.
And I know it's a loop, and he does it so people will just keep watching it, but I'm like...
They're the ones that are building houses in the middle of the woods, and all they have is a shovel and their self.
Hey,
they have an iPhone to record it, but no trip to Home Depot for some tools.
I do like the ones where like they make like a whole swimming pool, and then they're like, it's like a whole outdoor area. I don't know.
Yeah, enjoy the malaria as soon as
But
the
why are they not using a
it?
nail gun? Like, just use a nail gun. What are you doing?
No, they're gonna go make their nails.
Let me hammer this with a stick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like, just get a hammer.
You've got a $1,400 iPhone to film it, but you don't have a $10 Stanley to whack the board into place.
Like they say, oh, I want to make it by hand. That's cool. Make it by hand, but you're still using your hands to use a nail gun or to drive it with a stick.
At least nomads knew you needed something harder than what you were driving to work.
Man.
Anyway,
so back to rage bait. Don't let that get into you too. And on top of that, like when you start seeing gossip, because like I know they say girls gossip, but guys gossip too. All right, it's the thing, man. We talk about everything. We talk about all the situation. I know what y'all boys be doing. All right, you talking about them ladies, and you're probably not talking about them in a respectful manner. All right,
you ain't praying for them and talking to Jesus about them, that's for sure.
Not at all. You're explaining what happened last night, what happened the day before, and it's not healthy. That's supposed to be a private relationship. If anything, that's supposed to be between you, God, and the person that you're with. So I say leave people out of it.
Yep.
Much as possible. So. But that's all I got on run into deceit. If you got anything else, Richie...
Just watch where you walk.
Watch where you walk. I like that. Let's end it with a walk. Watching where you're walking. I'm walking where I watch. All right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed the game. Let me know if it was fun, if you liked it. Leave a comment. No one leaves comments. They leave comments on the TikToks, but they never leave comments on YouTube. No if you stay and watch the whole video, man, you might as well be like,
they don't like
stayed.
Us. We're just talking
just
for ourselves.
Write stayed. That makes me feel better.
There we go.
All right, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time.
This message is brought to you by the Losing Faith Digital Sanctuary. If this encouraged your heart, please share this video, like it, and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to get a copy of Losing Faith, Navigating the Chessboard of Doubt and Faith, visit losingfaithbook.com. If you want to help us share hope with others, find out how at losingfaithbook.com/outreach. And to stay connected, follow us at bio.site/losingfaith.